Hey guys, just want to do a quick review of the front stabilizer or Swaybar bushings for a 2017 WRX. 2015 and up should be the same. I actually found this part. It originally came on an S207, but it's also on the S209 here in the States. That's how I knew about this part. Now, kind of look at the part compared to the original bushings that came on a 2017 WRX. I believe they're the same for a regular edition STI. But if you notice, this was the original that came on the car. It has a split right there so that you can easily take it out. This one does not. There's no split at all. If you looked at some previous YouTube videos, I believe Last Human's Garage, he was talking about the difference in the hole size. Obviously this is from it just being repeatedly stressed on. I believe it kind of squashed it down, but you know, it was just with one hand. It's hard to compress, but certainly easy to open up. So this definitely causes, I believe, some issues with the you know, loss of, I guess, the torsion, twisting of the Swaybar, which is what it's supposed to do. This one, it definitely limits the up and down motion of the Swaybar, just given how it's not being, there's no splits along the bushing. It's, you know, I feel like, I mean, maybe it's supposed to be a harder durometer, rubber, since it's group in, but it feels pretty stiff compared to the original. I mean, it feels about the same. This one feels just as stiff as this. I believe, honestly, the only difference is just the split part right here. Anyways, it makes it like a lot harder to install, but it's not that bad. If you notice, they kind of coat it with some wax. It makes it a lot easier to you know, put in, I think. But let me go ahead and show you what I did, how I did it. I just followed the tech manual like usual about how to remove a stabilizer bar. You don't need to remove the entire bar, but you do have to unhook it from the link. Right here, you have to unhook it from the link. Just unhook it right now. Yeah, so in order to unhook it from the link, you got to first take out the nut that's on the nut that's holding the stabilizer link to the actual sway bar. And then you have to remove the two nuts that belong to the bushing. Right here, here's the bushing. It's still on there. It's really easy to take off. I can just take it off right now, actually, if I wanted to. I'll just leave it on there. It's fine. But here, take a look at the bracket. Here's the bracket right here, facing the front of the car. But here, one of them is a actual bolt. The other one is a nut. If you look at the nut, it's kind of rusty on the inside, so the actual sway bar link has a little bit of rust on the connection point. So I'm going to put a little bit of anti-seize just in case I need to, you know, I don't know, change out these bushings again to group in, although I'd probably just go with some polyurethane after this. Anyways, I'll show you it installed. I didn't want to do it off camera. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit of a stickler to being a bit lazy. Let me get some light at least for you guys. You have to excuse me. Let me get my, excuse me. Let me get my flashlight. There we go. So what we got here is, there's the new bushing. It's, you know, not that spectacular, but what I did was along the sway bar, it's really difficult to get it at the hook point where it links to the sway bar link on that piece right there. This piece right here. So sliding it actually over this top is a little bit difficult. So what I did was I cleaned the whole area with a towel. You know, just a regular shop towel. You just kind of clean it off. And then I put some energy suspension fluids, energy suspension stuff on there. It's this stuff right here. I just bought a huge cup of it. Energy suspension. They make all the stuff to grease up polyurethane bushings. So I just use that kind of to help to get the bushing in, and it really did work. It did go in quite easily. You just need to clean it up really nicely. Grease it up with some some energy suspension, and then you put the bushing on, and it should be it's pretty straightforward after that. It's only 18 pounds per foot, I believe, according to the manual to do that one. I think this one's about 45 pounds, the Swaybar to end link install in that area. But it definitely is easy. You would just need to, in order to do the group in front Swaybar bushings that you can also find in the S209, you just take off the top link right here, this link right here. You just take out that top link. You don't need to actually remove it from the spindle. I'm sorry, from the lower control arm. You don't need to remove the actual stabilizer link from the lower control arm. You just remove the top one. It's only excess unless you have impact, the small impact tools. You can just take it off with a ratchet. It takes a little bit of elbow grease because it is put on at 44 pounds per foot torque value. But if you just put a little elbow grease in there, you can undo it manually, and then when you tighten it back up, I would recommend possibly, if you like, I'm going to put a little anti-seize on there, but I believe when you do that, you do have to increase the torque value by maybe 10%, because the anti-seize does come off a little bit easier. But you don't have to if you don't need to. They don't recommend it in the manual, so definitely I believe you have to know yourself what to do, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. And then tighten it up about 10% more. But definitely, I'm not a mechanic, so I don't really know 100%, but that's what I'm going to do. That's what I read in the forums. So, thank you very much for watching the video, and stay tuned. Thank you.